Hey, it's Dr. Dawn, and it is Mystical Monday. Hey, y'all. We got a lot going on tonight. We have a special guest coming to the chat, coming on this platform, I should say. Get ready, chat. That's what I meant to say. We are going to have so much fun tonight. We're going to take it back to the basics, if you will. And we're going to be talking about ascension. For those of you who are just starting out on your spiritual journey, for those of you who are well into your journey, it's okay because we're going to touch every level and every facet of ascension. So you all get ready because my special guest, Mr. Michael Hutchins, is going to be joining us soon. And so we're going to do like we always do and count it down. So you guys have time to come on in that chat because we're going to chat it up tonight. I will see you in 30. Be right back. This is hilarious. Every time he is a guest on this show, we always have some technical issues. Things start going crazy every single time. Now, y'all know, for those of you who come here all the time, that countdown don't never mess up. It always counts down in synchronistic fashion, honey. But tonight, it knows Michael Hutchins is here and he's bringing an energy that's kind of going to mess up the airwaves. So, you guys know how we do it. It's going to be something for y'all. It's going to be something. For those of you who are new, my name is Dr. Dawn. I'm an intuitive guide and spiritual messenger. This is Mystical Monday, where we talk about all things mystical, specifically related to the ascension process. So it is so great that we have this person coming up, this phenomenal being that is coming on tonight to talk to us about his book. Yes, his newly published book. It's called The Beginner's Guide to Spiritual Ascension. Yes, it's our very own Michael Hutchins. You guys make sure if you got questions, comments, you come on in this chat, put them in there because we're going to address them. Let me bring him in here. Let me bring him in the room. Hey, you saw me have that little glitch, right?
Uh-huh.
Every
Can you
time
hear
when
me?
you come, every time.
Hey, what can I say?
Look at him. He kind of is he frozen up to y'all? Because he done froze up on my screen already. Michael.
Yes.
Okay, you're here. Tell me in the chat, does he appear frozen to you guys? Because he's frozen on my screen. You guys tell me in the chat if he's frozen or not. Because it may just be me. Come on, chat. I hope the chat works. Look. Oh, it says you're not frozen. So it's just me. It's just on my screen. Nah,
Oh.
everybody says no. Okay, let me tell y'all, I'm working with some crazy Wi-Fi right now. So this could be me. It says glitched a little bit. It says I'm glitching, and I may be glitching because my Wi-Fi is a little off where I am right now. So we're gonna work through this. You guys tell me throughout this show tonight if I start glitching or if you can't hear me or if something's going on. Okay, you guys gotta be my eyes and ears. Okay. All right, Michael, without further ado, you heard that intro. Now, you ain't new to this platform. You ain't been on here since this episode 103. I don't think we had you on here since way back, episode 30, 40, somewhere way back in the beginning, right?
Wow. Yeah. It's been a minute. It's been a minute.
Yeah. I was waiting for the right time because I would keep thinking like, oh, I should bring him on. But the spirit kept saying, nope, not yet. See, because spirit knew what was coming, knew that book was on the horizon and that you were getting ready to come on through with something spectacular for the collective.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
How long have you been working on the book?
Woo. Probably maybe about almost a year, maybe.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
But actually, I mean, when I look back at it in retrospect, I've been actually the material that's in the book, I've been working on that for about, let's say, 4 years, maybe.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we're gonna for those of you who don't know if you're just signing on, we have Michael Hutchins on with us tonight. He is the author of the book titled The Beginner's Guide to Spiritual Ascension. You guys can find it on Amazon. Subsequently, all of his information is in the description for tonight's episode. His information regarding the book, the website, his Telegram platform, which we're going to go live on right after this, immediately following. It was the after show, I like to say. We're going to keep talking, but we're going to do it on his Telegram platform. And that link is also in the description field. Okay. So you guys just be aware of that in case I forget to tell you at the end, but I think I'm going to remember. So, all right, let's get to this book. In this book, the title doesn't do it justice. It says beginner's guide. So if you are a seasoned spiritual being, you'll say, oh, I don't need that because I'm past that. But not necessarily, because there's some nuances in this book that can be captured no matter where you are in your journey. Correct?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So I think I may be on a delay with you. I think. So what is Ascension? Let's just start from the basics of the beginning of the book. What is Ascension? How do you define it? And then we'll go from there.
Okay. Excuse me. Ascension in my the way I perceive ascension is the entire total transformation of your body, your consciousness, from one state of knowing, understanding, to another higher level of understanding. And the ascension is something that happens where, in this regards, that you don't experience through a death process. This is the first time that ascension has been done in the manner that is being done tonight. Well, not tonight, but in this so-called stellar activation cycle. It's the 26,556-year cycle. And this is the first time that the entire planet, all life on the planet, is going to be able to ascend to a higher level of consciousness. So my definition of ascension is knowing.
Ooh, okay.
Knowing.
Okay. And ascension is not new, correct? Because it's new
No.
to us, to a lot of us, because we're now in an awareness. But would you say ascension has been around since we've been here, but in
Oh,
a
absolutely.
different way, so to speak?
Absolutely. Yeah. Now, when we go into the nuances of that right there, right? So let's talk about the three seedings. The first seeding, the second seeding, and now we're in the third seeding. And practically everybody on this planet is an alien. And people will be like shut down when you say alien, because they're like, oh, no, I'm not an alien. Yes, we are. We are not from this planet. But nonetheless, we evolved on this planet. And through our evolution in this process where we are now has got us to the mindset that we're leaving one plane of existence to another. That's ascension. Now,
Mm.
yeah, go ahead.
No, I was just saying, okay, we hear
Okay.
you.
Now, by us leaving one state of awareness and expansion of consciousness, that's ascension. So we are all expanding our consciousness, thinking and doing and being a higher aspect of our original selves, who we are
Mm.
as a species, as a human, okay, as a man, as a woman, but as a human. And that process, that's ascension. Because
Yeah.
again, like I said in the beginning, it's never been done before. In the entire history of this planet, now we go back 950 billion years. That's like woo woo, because a lot of people have no understanding of how old this planet is. That's part of ascension. It's awareness. That part of awareness is coded in our DNA. It's not something that you can go to school and teach. You have to be willing to understand that you, the individual self, is an aspect of source consciousness, God, the creator, whatever you want to call the being, okay? There is no right way, there is no wrong way when it comes to ascension,
Mm-hmm.
because everyone is on their own individual journey.
Yeah, I love how you say ascension is not a destination, but a continuous process, like of growth and expansion. So we're not racing to get anywhere.
Right.
We're just the goal is just to continue to grow and expand as long as we're here on this planet Earth.
Exactly. And in that respect, the ascension is the embodiment of higher aspects of the oneself, the individual. Okay. A higher dimensional aspect is more knowledge, more awareness, more consciousness, more knowing. You don't learn, you are remembering who you
Mm.
really are. And that's really important to understand because, like you said, we're not going anywhere. We're just splitting timelines right now. But all timelines are converging into this timeline. Now, with that being said, all timelines are converging into this one. We're on the third dimensional plane of existence, the fourth dimensional plane of existence, the fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, all the way up to the 18th dimension of consciousness.
Mm.
Now, that's like, whoa, whoa, let me pump my brakes a little bit and come back now. We all started in the actually in the zeroth dimension, a thought of consciousness, a thought of source, the creator, God, wanting to have an experience in the physicality of 6 protons, 6 electrons, and 6 neutrons.
Mhm.
That's carbon. So when scientists talk about carbon dating, it's just that they're using the premise of carbon dating because of that's their level of awareness. Now, when we expand our level of awareness, we go beyond talking about being a carbon being to quantum entanglement. So when you look at the diagram behind me, that's quantum entanglement. Everything is connected. There is never any separation of anything.
So would you say then, right now, then in our activations of our DNA strands, let's jump to let me move to the 144,000
Okay.
concept.
Okay.
Let's can you share with us, if you will, your perception of the 144,000 concept.
Absolutely. Um, my perception of the 144,000 is a frequency.
Hmm.
And that frequency deals with the chakra system. Now, I'm not going to go into the details of that, but just
Yeah.
for the sake of time, it's a frequency. It's not 144,000 people are going to go to heaven and everybody else is nah.
That's the point I was trying to get to, because in the spiritual community, we've been told, are you one of the one? Are you one of the 144,000? Are you one of the chosen 144,000? I'm like, they're perceiving it as people.
Right,
But yeah, and I too, I agree with you. Um, I agree that it's frequency. I agree that it is correlated with the DNA strands, with our strands of DNA. Um, but I don't think it's specific to people, a specific number of people. No,
I
no, no,
agree.
no, 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 no. I actually, and maybe this goes together since we're talking about frequency. I actually thought the 144,000 were related to the DNA strands, like maybe it's 144,000 strands or something of that nature, something numerical that goes with the frequency simultaneously. But in any respect, I feel as you do that it's related to increasing the frequency within us.
Right, and
Yeah,
and
yeah.
not only that, the frequency, the 144,000 hertz frequency. Now, when we look at, I'm going to interject the CMEs that we've been getting. A few days ago, we got a 9.05, I think it is.
Okay.
That's really high.
Tell everybody what CME means, because just in case.
I'm sorry. Thank you. A coronal mass ejection.
Okay.
Now, in regard to the coronal mass ejections, we have a C class. Actually, we have a B class, a C class, a M class, an X class, and then beyond the X class is the R class. The R class is when we get to that level, we are really, really getting some serious upgrades to our DNA, some
Mm.
elevated, accelerated um, uh, activations of our DNA. That has been dormant.
Mm.
Okay. That
Now,
has been dormant.
now, do you think we'll get to that in this lifetime?
Oh, yes. Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
absolutely. Absolutely. Now, here's the thing with that. As we continue to get these CMEs, corona mass ejections, this year I think we'd have had upwards of 50 plus X class solar flares since January.
Mm.
That's a lot.
Mm.
Now,
Yeah.
May, I think we had almost 20, something like that. It was a high number in May.
Mm-hmm.
May was like a jump off. It was like a catalyst leading up to the 8A portal. Every month we have a portal. But that energy that we got in May led up to the energy for us to be able to continue to have higher levels of coronal mass ejections. Now, again, the one that we just had was a 9.05. That
Mm.
accelerated everybody's DNA. Everybody, even
See, so
those that
these portals mean some stuff. People don't understand when they come and you get all this information. Got this portal, got that portal. It really is some significant energetic stuff taking place.
absolutely. And another thing about these portals, Dr. Don, and let me go back to the beginning. Thank you for having me come on again. I
Oh,
do
no
apologize.
problem. No problem.
All right.
Long overdue.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, these CMEs that are coming in, they are accelerating everybody's DNA, activating everybody's dormant DNA, including star seeds, and we'll probably get into that a little bit later on in this conversation. But you know, even our fellow earth seeds, so to speak, everybody's getting DNA upgrades, including your pets,
Mm-hmm.
your dogs, your cats, the horses, the cows, the birds, the bees, the fleas. Everything is getting an upgrade of their DNA. No
Mm-hmm.
one misses this. No one.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm looking in the comments and Tara says, she says, that's so funny. I was going to ask Dr. Dawn if she was feeling the solar flares, but it seems like you don't pay much attention to them since you don't talk about them. So, Tara, you must not follow me a lot because I mention them periodically. But if I mentioned every single time we had a solar flare, the results or the effects of it, it would be repetitive because you're getting a lot of that on social media. You guys are inundated with it's a solar flare, and you guys are getting like the index level, and it's over and it's over and it's constant and it's constant. So instead of being repetitive in the information, here or there, I might single out a solar flare or single out a portal opening or single out a full or moon or new moon, but I don't do that repetitively. I don't do
Right.
that. I leave that for the content creators that's their thing and their niche. Because spirituality is so inclusive of so many things, so many things. And so I
Yes.
think we all do good at finding our niches
Yeah. Yeah.
and sticking to them.
Yeah.
Um, Karen says she's loving your book. Okay, all right.
Thank
I
you,
love it.
Karen.
I
Thank
love
you.
it.
Thank you.
Um, all right, so this is good. This is good stuff. The people in the chat are loving it. And so somebody says yes, but we would love your insight also. That is good. I love that y'all depend on me for my insight. But that's gonna make me jump to something else since they keep bringing this up in the chat. This is spirit guiding me to something. So do you find, because you are not just a content creator or I should say, a spiritual teacher, because that's what you are, a spiritual teacher. But you also, you provide services, you assist the collective as well. And I'm always trying to move towards the push because Ascension is, whether we believe it or not, it affects the collective, but it's very individualized. You got to kind of walk your walk, do it your way. Um, look and connect to what is happening around you kind of individually based on your soul and your soul's perspective and journey. And so in
Absolutely.
that walk, as you and I have had this discussion over and over and over again, you can find yourself sometimes becoming dependent on, well, I wonder what this person thinks, or I wonder what they think. If there's somebody that you associate yourself with, respect, or look to for spiritual kind of assistance, if you will. You know how I'm always telling you, like, what you asking me for? You know the answer.
Yep.
You know how we do that.
Yeah.
Do you find that in the ascension process, based on your experience that you've had, it's because we're going to get to a point where I keep telling everybody where you're not going to be able to talk to other humans. You're not going to be able to say, what should I do about this? Or you're going to have to go within, and you're going to have to connect. You're going to have to kind of push through some of these activations and connections to move you along the way. Are you seeing in what you're doing that people are starting to become more self-actualized? I would say more getting into, oh, this may be what you're saying, but I don't see that. I feel it this way. More getting into their self-awareness of their journey and how ascension is affecting them specifically
Hmm.
versus, taking a survey among the collective and saying, hey, you getting this, you got that, you get this. You know what I'm saying? How
Yeah.
we were, that's how we were initially. It
Yeah.
seems like when this first kind of this wave hit, we were all kind of like in a huddle. This is what's happening to me. Is it happening to you? Is that like that's what we were? But where do you see, or what are you experiencing now with the collective?
What I'm experiencing now with the collective um, is that when we star seeds, light workers, and so forth, as we continue to raise our frequency and vibration and embody ourselves, then we also integrate that into the Earth's core.
Mm-hmm.
The second dimension is the Earth's core. The fourth dimension is the core for, not the core, but the fourth dimension is the astral plane. That's where your consciousness actually is, in the astral plane.
Yeah.
And we manifest this reality in the third dimension in this hologram. Now, um, when people, one way that a person can kind of have a understanding that something's happening with them, changing within them, they start to feel better. And you
Mm-hmm.
start noticing it in the collective because people are a lot more polite, a lot more courteous. Yeah, you're going to see the NPCs, the non-player characters that are speeding and zipping and zapping in traffic and everything. That's to keep your awareness on track so that
Yeah.
you don't get distracted with the various multitudes of distractions that are always available. So our consciousness, our auric field is transcending, or not transcending is not a good word, is touching everyone, whether they realize it or not. It's having a profound effect on all of humanity, whether they
Absolutely.
are aware of it or whether they're not. And for us, sometimes it's better for them to not to be aware because they're not being distracted. They are embracing the energy because their higher self and my higher self and our higher selves are communicating.
Yeah.
Okay. And that communication is always going on. So
Yeah.
you could walk past the person and just say, hey, how you doing? Boom, you done planted the seed. They don't even know it.
Absolutely. I you know I'm a firm believer in uh, getting out of the algorithm. If the algorithm is rhythming, I try to usually go left. If it's going right, I'm gonna go left. Or if it's going left, I'm gonna go right. Just because I think as a collective, we we're moving away from mainstream media. We're trying to, but we're still programmed and conditioned. That's what we're, as spiritual beings, we're still doing it, but we're doing it under the guise of spirituality now. And that conditioning of that leader follower mentality is going to be a very difficult one that we ultimately break away from, like probably way down the road, I would say, because it's still intertwined
Mm-hmm.
kind of now in what we're doing. It really
Mm-hmm.
is.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
as we become more activated, these DNA strands become more activated. I think ultimately we're going to end up not in seclusion, but we're going to end up, how do I say this? Not every man for himself, but kind of like every man for himself. Very individual and specific.
Yeah. The frequency
Yeah.
is going to do that. I mean,
Yeah.
there's nothing that's going to stop what's coming.
Nope. Nope. Nope.
You
Nope.
know,
Nope. 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 Nope.
yeah, because we have changed the frequency that Earth used to be in to more of the oneness aspect, more, and I like to call it unconditionalism.
Hmm.
When you stop putting a condition on something, then your whole energy changes
Yeah. Yeah.
because you're not
Absolutely.
looking into the duality aspect of right or wrong, good, bad, you know, rich, poor. That's the 3D timeline. We ain't there no more.
No.
We're not there anymore. So those people that are resonating with this energy, those are the ones that are, it's like a leapfrog. We do some fifth dimensional energy work, and then those that are in the 3 dimension, we bring them up to the fourth dimensional, more embodiment of their astral abilities, their astral self, their their fourth dimension selves, and then they will be able to more to embody that aspect of themselves just a little bit more in the physicality. So they're
Yeah.
transmuting from the astral plane, the fourth dimensional astral plane, to the fourth dimensional physicality, and then
Yeah.
they integrate that, and then boom, integration, boom, integration, boom. And then that process is the evolution, that is ascension throughout all of the densities or dimensions, if you will.
Absolutely. I think too, as spiritual teachers and healers, I think it's imperative that we remember we're here on a journey too. And
Yes.
I'm just getting to the point in my journey where I'm starting to remember that, because before a blink of an eye, and this is going to be done. This
Twinkling of an eye.
part of the timeline will be done, and it's like we got to get in and not just enjoy ourselves, but we got to take this in too, because although we're here on assignment, we're here on assignment. We still are here for the experience as well.
Absolutely.
So I am getting more into, well, wait a minute now. Wait a minute now. I helped you. Let me help myself a little bit more now. I got to get a little more into helping myself, because initially in the beginning of the journey, you know how this is. You're like, I got to heal the world. I got to help everybody. I got to do
Yep.
this. I got to do that. I got to,
Yep.
and you're just like, go, 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 go. And then you say, wait a minute. Wait, 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 wait. I'm here too. Um, on a soul's journey and experience. And then I say that to say, I think collectively we're all going to start doing that at some point. We're going to start individualizing and personalizing our experiences and our journeys, and getting more into us, and not in a
Mhm.
selfish way, not
Right.
in that way,
Right.
but in a selfless way. How about that?
There you go. That'll work. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So
Yeah.
look, in your book, I'm gonna go back to your book. So you talk about in your book how experiencing heightened intuition is one of the things as a result of Ascension. That's my thing, the
Yep.
intuition part, development of your spiritual gifts. Yeah, yeah,
Yep.
that's my thing. But you basically talk about how raising the vibration, your frequency and vibration, is what causes this. And so
Yes.
we've had many, well, we've had discussions on like my platform, your platform. Everybody's running around trying to raise their frequency. And in your book, you mentioned some things, like meditation, some like energy healing, doing mindfulness, some different things that you suggest to increase the frequency.
Yeah.
Um, I just want to ask you, and as it pertains to increasing the frequency, because somebody actually asked me this last week. They said,
Hmm.
"Well, what frequency am I trying to like um accomplish? Like what's the highest frequency I'm trying to get to?" And I said, "I don't understand." They said, "Well, what's the highest frequency I can get to?" And I never had anybody ask me that. Like, what's the highest frequency a human being can exist at in this current energetic, realm that we're in? And I said, that's a good question. I said, but I can't, even if there was an answer, it would be specific to me. Like, I can't
Exactly.
give you a specific frequency for you. Do you see
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
absolutely.
Unless,
Because
unless I'm off on that.
no, you're on point. You're on point. But I would like to add that each person's frequency is specific to that individual. Now, when we talk about how our DNA is excuse me, how our DNA is comprised of various different star races, star systems, beings from star systems. For example, out of over 300 million star systems, let that pause for a moment. 300 million star systems, our DNA comprises of the top 22 species out of over 300 million star systems, and they're not all in the Milky Way galaxy. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, as star seeds, it's like a a mission specialist on, let's say, the shuttle, for example. You have a person that is overall in charge,
Mm-hmm.
not running things, but just the responsible one, responsible for all aspects of that particular mission. And our mission right now is to help raise the frequency of this planet and all life on this planet. And all of us have different DNA, have different abilities encoded in our DNA, whether it be from Arcturus, Patal, Eridani, Andromeda, Pleiades, Sirian, Orion, wherever. We
Yeah.
have specific aspects of our DNA that is used frequency wise to do specific things. We have some people that have DNA that's more a higher level of bird. Some DNA species or species have DNA that has a higher level of telepathy. All of us have a particular level of telepathy or clairsenses, as you indicated. And all of that's coming back online because we have reached a level of frequency where we're able to resonate with that frequency, just like a music, just like in a song, just like in an orchestra. You have the bass, the clarinet, the trumpet, the violin, the viola, and tim toms, and so forth. All of those specific instruments make up the overall symphony. And that
Mm-hmm.
overall symphony is how all of our frequencies are interacting with one another to do specific things. And some people are listening to this material may not feel as though they're doing anything, but they are.
Mm-hmm.
They're doing it. And they're doing a lot more of it in the astral realm when you go to sleep. We do more work when we sleep than we do when we're woke.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, like, what am I always saying? See, when you're asleep is when you're really awake. You're in the dream state when you're awake. Like, this is the dream. We're in the dream right now, you guys, right
Yep.
now. But when
Yep.
you lay down and close your eyes, then you wake up. That's when you wake up in your real state of being, your
Yep.
actual state of being.
Mm-hmm.
That is a difficult concept for a lot of people to
Yeah.
kind of take in, that your waking state is your dream state.
Oh yeah. But
Yeah.
to embody that, for that to resonate with them, they have to think outside that box.
Mm-hmm.
They got to let that stuff go. They
I
have to.
See, but you made a good point earlier. Ascension can't be taught. People want to learn everything. Like, you can learn fundamentals. You can learn kind of what it is. You can learn, but the actual process of ascending, you can't teach that. You got to experience it.
That's right.
My goodness. And if we could, I told you that, but it is in our conditioned programming that we have to be able to learn something. You have to be able to read it, study it, memorize it, perfect it, and to get it. That's our conditioning. And getting the collective out of that conditioning is like, oh, it's like such a chokehold is on
Yeah.
us as it
Yeah.
relates to that. And
Yeah.
I'm constantly, I'm going back to that comment again, to that person in the chat that said, yeah, but we want you to share with us what you're feeling. Why? Who am I? That's what you got to start telling yourself
Yep.
when you look to these outside people outside of yourself for confirmation or additional information. Go to yourself and
Yeah.
ask yourself
Yep.
information and things, or if you want other opinions or outside, go to your spirit team, go to your higher self.
Yeah.
I think we gotta get away from guru. I don't want to say the word. I don't want to denounce the gurus, but we look at people as experts, specialists. That I used to have my degrees showcased in my home office. Why, I don't know, but I just used to, because I was like, oh, it was a sense of accomplishment, like, oh, I put in the blood, the sweat, and the tears. Now I can't even look at them degrees. I can't even look at them because they represent a matrix paradigm type mindset that gets under my skin now. It gets under my
Mhm.
skin a little bit because I know why the system was set up,
Yeah.
you know? and
Yeah.
and, and everything, when you recognize the system of every single thing we have in place, you recognize how dependent we are on a higher, not a higher being, but a higher something to validate us,
Right.
so for me with the degrees, it's, oh, you got a PhD, so, oh, okay, you're highly academic, or you're intelligent, or you're this. It's always something that
Mhm.
defines
Mhm.
us.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't want spirituality to do that. I don't want it to go in that direction. But if we're not careful, for some, was going in that direction already. For some,
Yeah.
you can't stop it because it
Nah.
is what it is.
Right.
But yeah, just bringing those things into awareness. I think as a collective, we're so afraid because of the conditioning and programming to put like emphasis, or to put responsibility on other people, because for the sake of losing money or losing business or losing clients, or oh my goodness, if they get too self-aware, they won't need me, and then what am I going to do, just that's because that's the paradigm
Yeah.
we've been in
Yeah.
you
And
know
that's kind of like the conditioning that we have, our childhood, our inner child, which we still have as an
yeah,
adult. Because as a child, we were conditioned to be a certain type of way.
yeah,
Because those that were knew that we had these abilities. They know who we are since before we were born. Okay. But when you can program a child in early development, in the most vulnerable time of their life as a child, because they're like a sponge, they soak up everything. And then
yeah,
when you start punishing them, you start separating them from their childhood, from their wanting to daydream and just have those imaginary friends, and they're talking, we would think that they're imaginary, but no, they are our ancestors. They're our higher self communicating with our children.
yeah. These new souls, they not gonna be like we were.
Yeah.
We were like, okay, dependent upon or looking towards elders or older people to tell us what's right or wrong, or to, guide us or show us what we should be doing. These new souls gonna be telling
They
their
know.
parents.
They know. Yeah.
Yeah, they
They're
know. They
they're
gonna
going to
be
be our teachers,
absolutely,
you know?
absolutely.
Yeah. So let's now, these indigos, the diamond indigos, those are the ones that are being born now. Are, for some of us, our grandchildren and great grandchildren.
Right.
They are being birthed with their sixth strand of DNA already ready, wired to go. Now, when we continue to get these CMEs, then their DNA is going to come online because they embody six strands of DNA
Mm-hmm.
from birth. Then, as we get these CMEs, boom, they start clicking. They come online. They are like, they're going to be, we will perceive them as being much more intelligent.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are. But more importantly, they are able to embody higher aspects of themselves.
Yeah. Absolutely.
You can't
Absolutely.
teach that.
They're not going to need validation. Nope.
Nah,
They don't
I
need
ain't even trying
they
to
don't
hear that.
yeah, they don't even care. They're like, look, we're coming, showing you what we know to be right and what we know to be true and what we know to be,
Yeah,
exact. So what you saying goes in one ear and out the other. And so they are really going to change. They're going to
yep.
change the whole structure of everything.
Change the energy, the consciousness field, the collective,
Absolutely.
because
Absolutely.
they send out that vibration that is going to have a profound effect on all who encounter them, and even those that don't encounter them, because
Yeah.
they're changing the collective consciousness, which is an aspect of the quantum entanglement field, the ether, if you want to call it that. But they are tapped into that already.
Hmm. Now
Just
look,
wait.
I forgot to bring up something.
Uh-huh.
Because we talked about as you go through ascension, you increase your frequency and then you heighten your intuition and your gifts. I forgot to talk about the rabbit hole. So, you know how when you start to get your intuition heightened, your gifts, and you get more aware and you just get more connected, and then it's a rabbit hole. Everything is either maybe a conspiracy theory or, somebody may be out to get you, or it starts to like morph, if you will, because you get too aware, and then you
Yeah.
start really looking, I want to say, looking at things to a point where you almost exhaust yourself with trying to tear it apart, because a spiritual person to do that, a
Yeah.
spiritual person can either see the higher knowledge and message in any and all things, or
Yeah.
a spiritual person can tear something apart, look through it, and go, "Wait a minute." Like,
Yeah.
that's part of becoming spiritual.
Yeah.
I must say.
Mm-hmm.
Did you have, look, somebody says, Corinne says, so happy you're talking about the conspiracy rabbit hole. Yeah, because you get that. It goes, then you got to discern. Here we go. This is where that comes in. And
Yep.
so right now in the collective, ooh-wee,
Yeah.
if you don't have discernment, you're gonna get lost in this rabbit hole. Lost.
Big time. Big time. Now, now that you mention it, right? This so-called rabbit hole, we're in an accelerated time of disclosure.
Hmm.
Now, I don't know if we're going to talk about the Diddy situation or not, but the um um
Oh, you said the Diddy situation?
yeah.
Now,
I,
I don't even usually talk about mainstream media, but I was on my platform last week like I was a Diddy reporter because I kept seeing all the spiritual relevance and connection to this thing.
absolutely, we come aware of it, but not consumed by it.
Right,
You know,
right.
because that's the aspect of going in one ear and going out the other. It's a distraction.
It is. It is. It absolutely is. It
Right.
distracted me a little bit, I must say. I must say.
Everybody. But we are aware of it, but again, not consumed by it.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
that's, if depending on where you are on the timeline, if you're on the 3D timeline, oh, that's right down your alley. But if you're on the 5D
Yeah.
timeline, you see through the haze, you see through the veil. Because
Uh-huh.
when you start looking at these things start to happen, when we talk about where they're reporting different celebrities dying, transitioning, whatever floats your boat. Every week there is going to be a high profile celebrity who's hit the news as being died from this, that, and the third. That's where we are in terms of disclosure, because
Yeah.
we have to tag in that luge, because those people that get into that, oh man, that's all messed up. Boom. They just created a little tear in their shield. Deflector shields are weakening because they have gotten caught up with the, oh man, that's so sad. Boom, that's loose. That's energy
No,
that you
no,
are giving away because you're not being in the now moment. It being present in the presence of presence. Okay.
mhm.
So we have to shut that stuff down or say, yeah, that's to be expected. Disclosure for me. That's another disclosure. And it's a trickle right now to get people in the mindset of starting to pay attention. Now, all these different celebrities that are passing away, it's getting people's attention.
Yeah, yeah. And aren't they passing away? They dropping. They
Yeah,
dropping.
yeah. Every week we're gonna have at least two. Mm,
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know,
you're
for right
right.
now,
You're
two
right.
to three a week. Now, I'm not
Ah.
predicting anything, but that's the energy where we are.
Mm. You're so,
Okay.
so, so, so right. Now you done gave us a number. See, now you done subconsciously. Now I'm be in my head going, okay, that's one, that's two. That's count. I mean, count every week.
Yeah, because what we had one today. I'm not going to say the name. We had one today. And what's today? Monday. We'll probably
Yeah.
get another one about Wednesday or Thursday.
Look at it. Look at this.
You know?
Shifting.
Yeah. Because another thing, when we get these X class solar flares, that's when some of that stuff come out.
Yeah.
Because these X class solar flares are like shooting our activations through the roof. And then you talk about ascension symptoms. Oh man, that's a whole nother conversation. You know?
I wonder though, because you can see, like I say, the fall of Hollywood. You can see the shift in, mainstream media somewhat.
Yeah.
I and everybody's predicting and feeling, we're on the verge of something,
Yeah.
something. And people are trying to kind of pinpoint when that something is, but you know what? I think I've felt we've been on the verge of something for over a decade.
Yeah.
Like for
Absolutely.
some time now. So I guess it's based individually on where you are and what you're thinking in terms of something. Like I talked to you last week and I said, oh, some people are saying, people are concerned about the extraterrestrials from other planets making their presence known
Yeah.
soon. That's a big thing for a lot.
Yep.
Then some people are concerned with the crash and the fall of the systems here,
Yep.
financial systems,
Mhm.
so everybody's on their timeline of what they're expecting, but nonetheless, everybody's expecting something to be
Right.
coming very soon.
Yeah. Now, that expectation of something coming very soon is indicative of where one's mindset is in terms of their consciousness. Are you resonating with that stuff that's happening on the 3D timeline? Then
Hmm.
more of your energy is going to go that way. If you're just like shutting it down, you know, like not paying attention to it, then your energy is going to go to the 5D timeline. And as it goes to the 5D timeline, then more things will come into your awareness because you resonate at that higher frequency. So therefore, you will have a different experience of, let's say, abundance. And it does not necessarily mean financial. Abundance of energy.
See, and let's just that in and of itself right there should explain all of the nuances of frequencies and timelines, because abundance, as you increase your frequency, means, like you said, so much more than money, like so much more than money. I am at a point now where I don't even I mean, like, money is what we're using right now on this planet, but I'm at the point where I say, look, if I want to be able to do this or have that or go there, just make it happen. I don't care how it happens, but just make it happen. And subsequently, it doesn't always require you personally to have money to do it. Just the
That's right.
energetic framework to set the intention to allow the momentum to shift for it to happen.
Yep.
So it takes a little bit of getting out of the, oh, I want, oh, I need, oh, I wish, that process is a long process to go through to get to the
Absolutely.
point where you say, I don't have to want, I don't have to desire, I don't have to, hope, I don't have to whatever. All I got to do is line
That's
it
it.
up and wait
That's
on
it.
it because it's
Because you set
coming.
the intention
Yeah.
by being in
Yeah.
the now. So when you're
Absolutely.
set the intention for being in the now, being present in the present moment, then the universe is going to kind of like reward you in the same kind of like in the same essence because you're not worried about the lack of. So the universe is going to give you abundance of, but you got to be patient. You got
Yeah.
to be not thinking about other stuff, the distractions. That's
But
where a
look,
lot of
look,
people get
Hutch.
caught.
Wait, listen. I know I'm getting ready to echo some people in the chat. You know, when you first awaken, I swear this is set up based on where we are in our awareness and our programming. When you first awaken and you come into the realization that you are a divine being and you have the ability
Yes.
to see what's to come. It's the first thing you start thinking is, I'm gonna win the lottery. You be like, I'm gonna win the lottery because the universe is telling me I am destined for abundance and wealth and large sums of money. I'm gonna win that's the first thought. I mean, if I could tell you how many sessions I have and
Yep.
everybody comes in, I'm gonna win the lottery. I'm gonna win, and I never discourage anybody because maybe you will. I don't know, but
Right.
it usually, as you awaken, it's the first thing that comes up into our awareness of what we can have or what we can achieve or what wealth looks like or abundance or how the universe is gonna bring it to us. Everybody seems to jump to the lottery. Did you jump to the lottery first? I know I did in the beginning of
Uh-uh.
my journey.
Mm-mm. I
You do a
I
lottery?
stopped.
Okay.
Yeah. I didn't. I had no desire to play the lottery because I used to work at 7-Eleven and I sold lottery tickets.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. And I had people coming in there spending their rent money, their car note money, trying to hit big. And I was like, nah, I just can't do that, you know?
And it's and not to say, let me not discourage people, not to discourage y'all from not playing. You can play and win, but I'm just saying, in our conditioned belief system, we think that's the only way we can get wealth is like from the lottery, because that's all we have been programmed to know of how you can get large sums of money quick. That's
Yeah.
what I meant. I should have said it like that, you guys.
I mean,
But
that's cool. Yeah.
yeah, but
Yeah.
that's what I initially thought, and then the universe down my walk said, "Girl, let me show you something. Let me show you something. Let me show you how you ain't got to have two nickels in your pocket and we can make this trip happen, or we can make that car happen, or we
Yeah.
can make you be able to do this or that." Like, it don't take, like, money is something that you all came up with. We ain't nobody,
Yeah.
we didn't come up with, like, the universe didn't come up with no money. That's something we came up with, so getting through that part of it, that was a long part for me, a long detachment that I had to get through
It's a
of
process.
that
Yeah.
thought. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a process, and it's continuous. It's not a one and done, and the
It's not.
universe is going to test you. It's going to validate you, you know,
It is. It
and
is.
as you continue to get those validations, those synchronicities and so forth, that's validation of things that you ask for, that the universe is going to give you, that you need, not what you want, but what you need. Being
Oh,
present. Go
yeah.
ahead. Go ahead.
You know what, them, you better not say that too loud, baby. Them manifestation gurus and them people who they'd be like, wait a minute now, wait. You're putting limitations on yourself by just limiting it to wants. The universe will give you your desires. The universe will give you what you ask for. They'll debate you on that one, Hutch. They'll
Yeah,
they'll,
but
they'll
that's
say
fine. That's their free
your
will.
money
It's their free
mindset.
choice.
They'll say your money mindset needs to be reprogrammed. That's what they'll say.
Right. Okay. Yeah. On the 3D timeline. Yeah. Okay. But
Yeah.
not mine.
Yeah.
No, sir.
That's okay. Let's get into that, even though that's not our thing. But it is such a fine line. It's a fine line between manifesting, which we're naturally able to do in our divine state of being. Nothing wrong with that.
Hmm.
But putting, I don't know, you guys, come on and chat, y'all. I want y'all to chat in this. Is it conditioning when we think that not money is the root of all evil? We're not saying that, but that spirituality and money are difficult to coexist even in the right energy field.
Yeah.
Okay, energetic frequency. I say that because since we're on a planet where we're utilizing currency, we're
Hmm.
utilizing here, it's part of the game and the setup here.
Hmm.
You still, no matter how high your frequency is, you're still lining up to it to receive some type of return as it relates to something connected to our currency system. You are.
Yeah.
So
Energy
so
exchange.
yeah, it's an energy exchange. Exactly. And so money is the energy. So it's a fine line between being high vibrational and connecting to and lining up with the money, and then actually keeping it in a place where you don't find yourself teeter tottering. so that the money continues to flow. Baby, I Erin Lyons would be a good one to come on here to talk about this because she probably would set it all into another perspective.
Okay.
Because the money mindset thing is a very fine line for me. Very, very fine
Yeah.
line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Your intention has to line up with it.
Yeah, it does. It really has to. And
Yeah.
she's very excellent at talking about, source energy and money and lining up. And sometimes it is because of some of the things, the traumatic things that maybe we're still carrying from childhood
Mhm.
as it relates to our belief system
Yeah.
with money. Um, but I will be glad when this planet shifts to where we ain't gonna need no currency.
Right.
Currency ain't gonna we that's gonna be a thing of the past.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah.
Uh, oh, I was looking at the comments. So we got, let's see what the people are saying. Some spiritual teachers are more for how to hack the matrix to live in the 3D world than others are more about surpassing such things. Okay. Um Oh, Lisa says she was programmed to win the lottery too. Yeah, baby, we all were at some point. Some people still are. That's why I don't want to discourage you. I'm not saying you can't win, you guys. I'm
Right.
just saying if you're looking for a financial windfall, a large sum of money, you'll be surprised that the universe can get it to you in various ways outside of the lottery. That's just the only one our
Oh yeah.
human minds think
Yeah.
of.
Yes. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep.
Um, let's see what else. Divinely Sarah says, this is an excellent conversation. We all need a shovel, family. This is deep. Baby, it's deep. Okay. All right. We love it. We love it.
Absolutely.
Uh, observe, don't absorb. Okay. We got it. Oh, that's in the collective mainstream media. Because, yeah, you'll get lost in this mainstream media. And with the AI stuff, if you're scrolling or if you're looking on social media, you got to go, well, wait a minute, that ain't real. Like, wait a minute, what is that? That
Yeah.
ain't, now it's getting really real where you got to go, it looks so real, but it's not real.
Yep. Yep. That CGI, that computer generated imaging,
Mm.
in conjunction, in tandem with artificial intelligence. And um there are when to me, when I see stuff like that, it looks more silicone, plastic, rubbery looking, and it does not look natural.
Yeah.
That's how I
Yeah.
can perceive things, you know.
Yeah.
Some of the listeners may be experiencing something similar, if not different, as well.
Yeah. But I remember you love AI to a certain extent. I know you dabble in it. You say
Yeah,
it's very helpful. I know. I
yeah,
haven't gotten on the AI bandwagon quite yet. Not because I don't want to, but just because my path hasn't pushed me over to the AI yet. But it can be helpful. It
absolutely.
can. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, Now, good point. Now, AI can be used to augment our advanced intelligence because it doesn't have a soul and it doesn't have a consciousness. It can only interact with the algorithm that a human has created. But not only that, artificial intelligence ain't something that just came to the forefront. Well, let me rephrase that. It's something that has been now began to be more open about it. Another aspect of predictive programming, because AI was just something that was wasn't really talked about five years ago.
Yeah.
And then you have people that's like, okay, well, artificial intelligence killed all these scientists over in Japan and everything. Okay, it probably did on that timeline, but not the timeline that we're on,
Mm.
because it's like an office assistant. It
Yeah.
allows you to do certain things, but not do all things for you. You still have to check the quality of your work.
Yeah.
You still have to set your boundaries of what you will and will not allow artificial intelligence to do. All of us are being affected by it, whether we know it, realize it, want to, or not. You know, like, for example, you go to the ATM and you put your card in there, you're dealing with artificial intelligence because you're interacting with a machine, a computer.
Right.
If you look
Right.
at your driver's license, it was printed using artificial intelligence. Money is printed using artificial intelligence. A
Yeah.
doctor makes a diagnosis using artificial intelligence. So it's something that we aren't going to get away from, but being aware of it, but not consume.
Yeah, absolutely. Um, oh, let me share something with you. I actually, someone I came across said, there are 5 questions that we actually seek to answer throughout our lifetime while we're here on earth. Here they
Okay.
are. The 5 big questions of life, and it ties into your ascension book, actually. The 5 questions are: where did I come from? Who am I? Why am I here? How should I be living? And where am I going after this? Now, who has not asked themselves one of them questions at some point? I think we've all asked ourselves those questions. And although this person didn't tie it into ascension,
Mm-hmm.
the first thing you usually ask, well, not first thing, but once you become or on that or you're on that ascension path, you start with the what is my purpose?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we get into the what is my purpose. And then as you do that, you get into where did I come from? Some people want to, they want to know their soul's kind of journey. Everybody wants to know where did it originate, where it's been, who am
Yeah.
I, what planet I'm from, where did I
Yeah.
originate, what
Yep.
should I be doing now that I'm awakened? Should I be having a spiritually based practice? Should I be, doing something different? And then after I die, what happens after I die? You're like, am I going to incarnate again? Am I going, these are the questions, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I felt like this person hit it on the head with these 5 questions that we all ask ourselves at some point during our lives. But the question is, do you have to be awakened to ask those questions? Do you think? Do you
I
think
wouldn't
at a
think so.
at
Yeah.
a, at a third dimensional level, do you think these questions still exist?
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
And that sometimes could be a catalyst for somebody to wake up, because when they have that thought is already in the collective field. So when they have that thought and it resonates with that energy of that thought, then they can manifest that reality of awakening.
Yeah. I like when people ask what is their purpose, just do
Yeah,
what you want to do.
right.
Be here and enjoy. Like people think it has to be specific, and it's hard because people are looking at you. Well, I'm going to say looking at me and going, "Okay, but you're a spiritual teacher, and you do this, and you teach psychic classes, and but because that's specific to me and what I am here to do."
Yep,
You may not be here to do that. You could be here to work at McDonald's, and that is what your experience will entail, and your soul's growth may happen while you at McDonald's. Like it doesn't have to be in a spiritually based practice.
that's right. Because you could have, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, I was just gonna say,
Yeah,
go ahead and elaborate on that because I think we get so lost in the purpose thing.
yeah. Because see, a person could be working like you say in McDonald's, and a starseed, a light worker comes in there and buys a bottle of water. Just by that light worker being in there, coming into that McDonald's, that auric field, that energy is going to activate a catalyst, if you will, aspects of that person's DNA that they aren't even aware of. And then 5 years later, they have that aha moment, because that aha moment 5 years later is when the energy, frequency, and vibration of the planet has risen to the point where that 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 time capsule that you dropped on that person, that seed that you planted, is now ready to sprout. And boom, now they are awakened, and that a part of their DNA that remembers.
Yeah.
And then they
So,
be like,
but
they had a snotting and crying moment, like everybody does, the crying, and you just so happy and blissful and everything. You're like, golly. Yeah,
well, we're moving to a point, I think, on this planet where everything will be spiritually based practice, business,
yeah,
connection, all of it. Everything that the entire planet will be in that way.
yeah.
But you don't have to run around and try to figure out what your contribution is right now. It's going to unfold and reveal itself to you as you continue to walk. As you continue to walk,
Yeah. And
it
you
has,
could be
it has
doing
no
it.
choice.
That's right. Nothing can stop what is coming. And you, again, like we said earlier, everything that we do in the astral plane is to prepare one's, not everything, some aspects of what we do in the astral plane is to help awaken and enlighten others, because we're doing work in the astral plane, like taking care of some benevolent beings and stuff like that, you know. And then you waking up in the morning, you're like, dang, oh, my side hurting. What did I sleep wrong? No, you got beat up
Yeah.
potentially.
I'm glad, and I'm glad you brought that up, because now we are getting into an awareness that we are doing some things in the astral plane in our quote unquote sleep state, and that we're now realizing that are affecting us in our waking state, because we're more tapped in and aware of it. Some people
Mm,
are intentionally going into the astral realm to do some stuff
right.
to bring it back
Yeah.
here in their waking state.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Holding that energy.
Um, Go ahead,
Yeah,
Hutch.
no, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, for people in the chat, you guys go ahead and ask, some questions. If you guys are doing real good now with your comments. Tell us a little bit about your insight, your perspective. If you have some questions that you like to ask, please, you guys come on and bring them on through. I know a lot of the people on here are from your chat, so they're very well versed with you. But if you're not in his chat and familiar with Mr. Michael Hutchins, you guys feel free to ask questions right now if you like to. He's ready and available to assist you however you need to be assisted at this time. I just want to make sure I said that so
Absolutely.
people would feel comfortable. So look, so you've been doing your Ascension chat now for how many years?
4 years.
4.
Yeah.
Okay.
The
And
fifth
would
of
you
last month was my 4 years.
okay. And I think when did I meet you? What year were you in when I met you?
Um, I think it was my third year.
Oh,
I
third.
mean,
Okay.
my first or the second year.
Yeah, I think it was the second, maybe towards the end of the second or something like that.
Yeah, it was like
Um,
November. Yeah, it
yeah.
was November of that year. Yeah.
The reason I ask is because I know that you have come leaps and bounds from when you first started. And so to watch your progression over your journey
Hmm.
has been somewhat phenomenal, because I always tell you, you're moving so fast. I'm like, oh my gosh, like you're moving quick, 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 quick. I'm like, what took me almost 30 years, you doing in like 3 months. Like, I mean, you're going quick. And so do you still feel like you're on this like fast trajectory, like moving quickly with information and guidance?
Oh, yes, 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 yes. Um, the amount of channeling that I'm able to do. The we all channel. We all channel. But the 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 aspect of channeling that I'm experiencing is indicative of me being, you know, a walk-in, a co-occupancy walk-in. Whereas the old Hutch didn't leave. He's still here.
Yeah, yeah,
And the Arcturian walk-in is still here. And the both are integrated. And that brings up ascension symptoms.
yeah.
I'm sweating all the time. I haven't sweat tonight yet, which is, to be expected when I'm in your presence, so, thank you for that. But yeah.
But look, I told you in the beginning, when we became aware that you were a walk-in, and we start in the pieces, we were putting the pieces together for you, and I said, "Dang, blasted, he's an Arcturian." I said, "I don't usually do well with Arcturians." I was like, "But he's a little different." Let me tell y'all something about Pleiadians and Arcturians. It's love and light here on the planet. Everybody's all one, and everything, but they're starkly different in their training for the mission here, and preparation. And so I'm not going to say usually I don't like them. It's not that. It's just it's two different energetic like frequencies and kind of just missions. I just like to say missions. We're doing it, but we're doing it very differently. Like Hutch, you always say you are, what did you used to say in the beginning when you described us? You would say you were more, um you didn't say analytical. You said what's the word for it? I can't remember what you used to say. You probably forgot.
Uh-huh.
See, we that was a different timeline. Now we done forgot because we done jumped.
Yeah.
But the way you used to describe us, we were opposites but alike, so to speak.
Yeah.
And so I would always say, "Well, Hush, you tell them all about the history and the, all that." I'm like, I just want to make sure the people know how to tap into their ability, how to use their
Yeah.
spirit
Yeah.
guides. Remember, I would always
Yeah.
say that.
Yeah.
And you would be like, okay, doctor, like that would be my thing. But your thing was more, let me give you all of, it's like you were doing the DNA activation from lifetimes. You were helping people remember, some
Absolutely.
things that
Yeah.
have happened in the past. And I was more concerned with, they're here now on this planet. I got to help them to be able to navigate
Yeah.
now while they're here, in this present moment.
Yeah.
So,
Because
but
another thing.
go
Go
ahead.
ahead. I'm sorry.
I was just going to say, but we worked well. We complemented each other well.
Absolutely. Because oftentimes when I'm holding chat, people go to sleep, and I'm like, please don't feel some kind of way if you fall asleep during chat, because you're getting activations
Yeah.
big time. And sometimes people feel bad for falling asleep. No, 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 no. That's where you need to be, in
Yeah.
that slumber, in that theta. I think it's a theta state.
It
Theta.
is.
And you need to get the direct downloads that you need, because you're going to integrate those in a manner that it needs to integrate. But for right now, you're getting those pieces of DNA activation that you need to get.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a CME. We get it from the sun. X class get here in what, about 8-15 minutes. But then we have to integrate those energies. And as we get them through our crown, through all of our chakras into the core, then that's where the integration works happens in some aspect.
Mm-hmm.
But the the sound. Okay, let me go here. I'm trying to simplify this. Everything started from sound. Before there was light, there was sound, the primal sound field. And then source individuated itself, its consciousness individuated down through the densities, dimensions, all the way down to the first dimension, second, third, back up. Okay, we're gonna have to do part two.
Yeah,
Um,
I'm gonna actually, I was just looking at all of the discussion in the chat. And I was like, oh, let me get Hutch, because that'll be a whole nother live.
yeah.
I'm gonna answer this. We're gonna answer this one question over here in the chat. Then I'm gonna get off because we got to continue this on your platform. Actually, we don't want to
Okay.
go too long over here because we're gonna continue.
Okay.
They're over here chatting about some of the things that happen when you astral travel in your sleep. People are saying they're waking up with scars and um yeah, scars and feeling as if they've been beat up, and I just not aware of kind of what's happening in the astral realm. So you guys, look, so when that happens, because that happened to me as well, I get scars, unexplained scratches a lot.
Yep.
And sometimes, you guys, it's from your work in the astral realm, but you guys got to remember, as you become spiritually evolved, you become spiritually open. Do you
Mm-hmm.
understand what that means? And when I say spiritually open, I mean open to energies in the astral as well as here in the physical.
Mm-hmm.
So be mindful of when these scratches are occurring, if they're occurring when you're waking up in your sleep state, or if they're occurring in your waking state. We think that they can only occur in our sleep state, but that's not true, you guys. So I want to just make you guys be mindful of the scratches, because energetically on this planet right now, since we're shifting and we're evolving and we're moving forward, there are lower vibrational entities and energies that are kind of penetrating us, if you will, in various different ways. Not to scare you guys or anything like that, but just be in an awareness of
Mm-hmm.
energies
Right.
and spiritual beings. Maybe we'll talk about that more on your
Okay.
platform.
Okay. Absolutely.
But yeah, so let me wind this up, you guys, because we're over. We're about an hour and 15 minutes in. You guys, this is Michael Hutchins. You guys know he is awesome. We have been talking about his book for the past hour. I want to show you guys. I actually have it here. Let's see. There it is. The Beginner's Guide to Spiritual Ascension. That's what it looks like. It's on Amazon. Okay. You guys know how Amazon works. You can go over there, put his name in, put the title in, do however you're going to do it. You can get it. And it comes in paperback as well as Kindle, I believe, right?
Ebook, yeah.
Yeah, ebook. So you guys make sure you go over there and get it. If you want to join us for the chat immediately following this, go down in the description on YouTube under this video. It has the link to his Ascension chat. It also has the link to his website, and it also has, again, the information regarding the book on Amazon. All right. Michael Hutchins,
Yes.
you have been great. Uh-oh, somebody says the link isn't working. Which link isn't working, you guys? The link to the chat?
Let me fix that right now.
Yeah, hold on. What's happening when you guys click it or go on it? Or is it, or if it's the link to the chat? I'm just or is it something on your end, Michael? Can you see?
I'm putting, if I can put the link here, yeah. That's the link. Make sure that they answer rows. Now, sometimes if the link does not work, if a person previously was in the chat or tried to come into the chat and they didn't answer the bot, then that bot is going to block that person, and that therefore it won't be accessible to them. We can get you in, not a problem.
Okay. So did you just post
Yes.
the link in the
Ascension Guides 2024.
Is it in the comments? Did you just put it in the comments?
Yes.
Can you guys see the link that he's posted? Somebody said something. Hopefully. I'm assuming not yet. Not yet. No, not yet. Okay.
Let me see something else here. My admin Flower Girl will be able to get you in. Yeah, let me see if I can share the QRC code.
Too. I'm gonna put it in here too for you guys. It is I'm gonna put HTTPS /
Grace Jones says yes, she's there. Now, Grace, did you just join? It should have worked.
I just put it in here as well. I'm going to pin it.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, can you guys see it? I just put it up on my end. I don't know if it'll work like that, but this is the same. Oh, perfect. Okay. Okay. We got it.
Good deal. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, everybody's got it. All right. We're good. All right. So let's head on over there, Mr. Michael Hutchins. We thank you so much
for coming and
joining us. Yay.
Yay.
Let's head on over to the chat. And for those of you who are here with me on Monday nights, y'all come back next Monday night, and we got another guest coming. Ooh, we're gonna be talking about some succubuses next week, y'all. Ooh, we're gonna make a big jump and a leap, a big leap. Yeah. But we'll see. Y'all come on back next Monday at 9:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I forgot to tell you guys about the intuitive guidance class that starts this Sunday. Ooh, how did I forget that? You guys, if you're interested, go to my website and click on intuitive guidance class and use that promo code intuition, all caps, 2024. Yes. Make sure you do it. This is the step 1 class, the part 1 class. Make sure you go over and do that. Okay, I'm going to get out of here, and then I'm going to see you guys over on Telegram. All right, good night.
All right.